In this video, we will dissect the recently played game between the Cleveland Browns and the Cincinnati Bengals on Thursday Night Football of Week 2. We will go through the key plays that led to the Browns being victorious in this matchup between Baker Mayfield and Joe Burrow. This first play shows the versatility of Baker Mayfield, the quarterback, and his athleticism. The Browns have a favorable down and distance. It's 2nd and 1, so they have their whole playbook available to them on the 34-yard line. We're in the first quarter. The Bengals are going to try to get into an 8-man box to prevent the run, so they're going to rotate the safety down to the weak side, as shown in the drawings, and they're going to play man coverage behind it. What the Browns are going to do are they're going to run a fake to the left side and a bootleg out to the right side. They got a very good play concept going. They got a quasi-bunch alignment to the right side. The tight end's going to block down as if he's blocking for the run, cutting off the back side. They have the outside receiver push up to about 5 to 6 yards and run an out route to take his coverage man with him. They're going to have the backside receiver, who's also versus man coverage, going to run an over route, and they're going to take the point of this bunch. He's going to run up to the middle of the field, get his man running, and then break to the high corner route. And there'll be a nice hole out here for the quarterback to throw to when he gets outside the pocket on the run. There's the bootleg, and then there's the receiver coming up top right here. Right here, he's got one-on-one coverage. There's a lot of space. Mayfield just puts it out to the hole, gives him a chance to run, makes the catch. Big play early in the game. This next play is another example of Baker Mayfield's ability to get outside the pocket, throw on the run with accuracy, and also a display of Odell Beckham's pure speed and athletic ability and route running ability. We got 1st and 10, ball in the 43. Again, it's a rundown. The defense is going to have to be playing the run in this situation. And what do you have? You can motion the tight end across. Now you see it's man coverage. 24 ran with the tight end in motion. That's an indication of man coverage. You got press outside. Again, another indication of man coverage. Right across the board. Man coverage across the board. The 2 inside backers, they're going to in and out the running back based on which way he releases. And then the route concept, again, they're going to fake an outside run to the running back. Mayfield's going to make the fake, and now he's going to boot out to his left. It's very hard for a quarterback who's right-handed to come out to his left and throw on the run, but Mayfield does this very well. At the bottom of the screen, you'll see that Odell Beckham's going to run up. He's going to show a double move like he's running an out route, which a lot of teams run when they're running bootlegs, and then take it deep for the big play down the field. There's the snap. Mayfield gets outside. There's the double move by Beckham. He gets 2 steps behind him. Nice throw, nice catch, touchdown. Cleveland's leading 14-3 at the beginning of the second quarter, but Cincinnati's drive, and they got the ball in the fringe of the red zone at the 23-yard line. It's 1st and 10. This is just an excellent play concept, attacking the Browns' coverage. What they're doing is they're motioning the back out so they get an empty formation. They got 3 tight ends in the game, 1 back, 1 receiver. So the back runs out there. They're in empty. And what the Browns are going to run is they're going to run a form of cover 2 here. They got two safeties. The back end, they got the corners rolling up. They got the 3 inside players, inside linebackers dropping off into interior zones. And the way the Bengals are going to attack this is they're going to run 4 verticals, but they're going to run 4 verticals differently than a lot of teams run it. They got down here, the receiver and the tight end, they're going to run traditional verticals, outside release, get down the field. This tight end, he's going to run through the seams to control this safety. What they're doing here is instead of the outside receiver running a vertical, he's going to run what we call a delay route, get up to about 6 to 7 yards and come underneath. And then the verticals are going to come from the wing alignment by these two tight ends. The wing tight end is going to release outside, and he's going to end up going up the rail. The interior tight end, he's going to work up the seam. And what happens is this linebacker right here gets his drop, and then he's going to drive on the under route by the back, and it's going to put this safety in a bind because he's going to have to play both of these guys because this corner does not sink enough to close off the window to this tight end. And again, there's a nice throwing lane for Burrow to throw into. Snap of the ball, and then there's the linebacker driving on the under route. The middle linebacker's running with interior seam. This corner isn't sinking fast enough. This safety is caught in between. There's a nice hole right in here. Burrow's already throwing the ball in this situation. He's throwing the ball to this hole. He sees the step that this tight end has on this corner, and he's going to throw into that hole before the safety can get over and make the play. And there it is. The safety's a step late. Catch, touchdown. Great play call. Great execution by the quarterback and the tight end. All right, here we go. The Browns are driving after the Bengals touchdown. It's 14-10. They're leading. They got the ball on the 6-yard line going in. It's inside of 2 minutes left in the half. This is an example of the difficulties at times of playing blitz man, especially down in the tight red zone. What we got going here is the Browns start off in a 3-by-1 set. They're going to motion a receiver over to create a 2-by-2 set. And then what we got here is the Bengals are going to blitz the two inside linebackers. They're going to play man across the board. And then what happens is because they're blitzing both linebackers, who usually are one is usually responsible for the back, they're going to ask this defensive end right here, to be responsible for the back. And what they're going to do is they're going to run a little bit of a drive concept where the tight end's going to push up. He's going to run an in-breaking route. This receiver is going to run the traditional drive concept, West Coast concept, off of that, and then going to take this back, and they're going to run him to the end zone on the outside and expect this defensive end to cover him all the way. He drops the coverage, and the back comes wide open. And again, when you blitz the interior guys and you blitz the linebackers, you expose yourself to some breakdowns and some mismatches, and this is what the Browns take advantage of. The ball snapped, and then there's the defensive end is trying to collision the back because that's his best chance of covering him, but when the back finally slips him, he's able to get out into the open area. Mayfield reads the whole thing, puts it on him, catch, touchdown. They take a 2-score lead. The Bengals drove down and kicked a field goal right at the end of the first half to cut it to 21-13. This is the opening drive of the Browns in the third quarter. They take it all the way down. Right now they have the ball on the 22-yard line, 1st and 10 going in. And this is just a really good executed play by both the line and the running back to take it all the way down to the 1-yard line. We'll break it down. We'll dissect it from the back end. What they're going to do is they're going to run a fly motion to the side of the running play, and they're going to run a weak side counter play. So this offensive tackle to the offense's left, he's going to kick out on his man. You're going to get down blocks by the guard, down blocks by the center, and this is a long way to go for the center. You got a 3 technique that he has to go reach. Okay, this tackle is going to solidify that B gap, then he's going to come back out on the defensive end. You're going to get 2 pullers. This tight end who is off the ball is going to pull, and the right guard is going to pull. The right guard is going to be the first puller coming through. He's going to end up blocking the first linebacker he sees off the ball. The second puller, the tight end, is going to come all the way through. he's going to come all the way back, and he's going to end up blocking the second linebacker off the ball, number 56. There's going to be a nice seal here, a nice seal on the kick-out block with 2 lead blockers. And again, Chubb's going to take the ball. He's going to hit that gap and take it all the way down to the 1-yard line. There you go. You got a nice kick-out block by the offensive tackle. The down blocks are solidified. You got a puller here. You got a puller here. The guard's going to take 57. This tight end's going to loop all the way around. He's going to get 56. And the back is going to be one-on-one with this secondary player who's actually chasing the fly sweep motion. There's not going to be a lot left when he gets up in there. He makes one guy miss, makes another guy miss, gets it all the way down to the 1-yard line. Nice play call, nice execution by the line. And the Browns were not able to score a touchdown when they had the ball on the 1-yard line after Chubb's run. So they got stuffed on 4 downs. So now the Bengals have the ball. They're backed up. It's 3rd and 9. Ball on the -12. They're trying to flip the field. And this is a situation for the Bengals that you can't do. The Browns will be playing what we call 2-man. You got 2 safeties covering the half of the field. You got the 5 defenders, underneath defenders, in tight man-to-man coverage, which is a very good coverage, very hard coverage to throw against. There is some vulnerabilities, especially if the quarterback's able to pull it down and run. But this is a very good pass rush by the Browns, very good coverage. They get the sack and the fumble. That's something the young quarterback can't do. We'll look at it from the back end. Here are the Browns. They're playing 2-man, which means this linebacker will be covering this running back in man-to-man. This linebacker will be covering the tight end in man-to-man coverage. This linebacker will try to step up in this A-gap in a threatening position to force this back to step up and honor that rush, take him out of his pass route thought process. The line is going to kick to their left because they want to account for these 3 potential rushers. So you got one-on-one on the backside, and the Browns just do a nice job. You got a 3 technique right here, you got a 3 technique right here, and the Browns do a nice job. This 3 technique pushes into the guard and then loops outside. This defensive end pushes up the field, comes back underneath. The right guard and right tackle can't trade that off, and it gives up a sack. There's the loop right there. Here's 97 coming underneath. The guard is in a very bad position. He shouldn't chase this rusher. He should pass him off to the tackle. The tackle's got to step down. Again, they're both crossed over. They're both looking in the wrong direction. You got 2 guys bearing in on the quarterback, sack, fumble, and you give the ball right back to the Browns on the 1-yard line. You have to give credit to the Bengals and to Joe Burrow. Again, they're down 28-13 after the disastrous sack fumble on their own 1-yard line, which gave them the Browns a touchdown. They're down by 15, but they're driving. It's still in the 3rd quarter. There's 5:40 left. They have the ball in the +40 going in. This is just a really good play call, really good execution. The Browns are going to run what we call cover 3. You got 3 deep defenders. You got 4 underneath defenders, and they're going to and the Bengals are going to run. This is a play that every team has in their system. You got a big 8, big post route on top. You got a 4 route on the bottom. They're going to take the slot receiver, and he's going to run what we call a deep over to this hole. And what happens is this post, it takes the corner and the safety out of it. They got to honor the deep post. And you have the tight end here. He's going to release up the field, and he's going to try to run an out route and grab this safety who's rotating down in cover 3 to cover the flat. When the safety runs with him, the corner, and this safety runs with the post, there's a nice hole right in there. Burrow does a nice job of reading and delivering the ball. Again, safety, corner, honoring the post. You got this safety coming down on the flat, and then there's the deep over coming in right into this hole. wide open catch for a nice play. The Bengals were only able to convert a field goal on that last drive, so it's 28-16. The Browns are still up by 2 scores. They're driving. It's 2nd and 4, ball on the 26-yard line. We showed a couple examples of Baker Mayfield making some nice plays on bootlegs. Here's one that didn't work out for him, a bad mistake on his part. What they're going to run is, again, they're going to run a hard play fake to the left. Mayfield's going to give the fake. He's going to come out to the right. You know, they're in a 3 tight end situation. They got 1 receiver and 1 back in the game. This right tight end's going to block down. The left tight end's going to run what we call a shallow cross. This receiver from an undersplit situation is going to come underneath the line and get into the flat this way. And the wing tight end right here, he's going to push up. And traditionally, in this type of play, the tight end will run a high angle 7 route to the corner here. And a lot of times, this safety will overplay that. So what they're trying to take advantage of is if this safety starts overplaying it, they'll start to the corner and then run back almost to the opposite corner. And the play of the day is this corner right here in cover 3, getting his depth, and as opposed to running with this crosser, he sees the play developing, gets his depth, comes over, and intercepts the ball. Mayfield gets the ball outside, and again, this tight end is showing that he's going to the right corner. He's trying to draw this safety with him, and then he's going to break back here. And the discipline of this corner on the backside, staying home and reading the play, allows him to get underneath it, make the interception, and again, get the Bengals back into this football game. Okay, after the interception, the Bengals are driving. It's 4th and 5, ball on the 48. They're down by 2 scores with 9:29 left in the 4th. They feel like they have to go for it in this situation. And this is just a nice play by the young quarterback and shows a nice feel for playing the position in this type of situation. So what the Bengals are going to do, they started out in an empty set and they motion the back into the backfield. They got a 3-by-1 set going here. And the Browns are going to play what they call cover 3. They got this linebacker mugged up. He's showing that he's blitzing. Got another defensive back. He's lined up, showing that he may be blitzing off the edge. They drop off into zone. You got the corners playing the deep third. You got the safety playing the deep middle. And what the Browns run is they run an inside fade by the number 2 receiver, and that's going to take this outside flat defender with him. He's going to carry that through the seam. The outside receiver is running a hitch, and the corner and the interior flat defender, they're going to switch responsibilities. He's going to carry through the seam and basically cover the deep third on the outside, and this corner right here, he's going to drive on this hitch, and what that does is that exposes this linebacker. The interior number 3 receiver, he pushes up, he starts inside, gets the linebacker moving, then he breaks outside. Burrow does a nice job of reading that, throwing the ball into the hole that's vacated, and it's a nice completion on a 4th and 5 in a critical part of the game. The ball snapped. Again, there it is. You got the corner driving here. You got this nickel man. He's running with the interior seam. And this linebacker's got this receiver. He's matched up to him. And again, this receiver is going to break back out to this hole that's vacated by the complementary routes. And then there's the ball thrown. The ball's out of the quarterback's hand at this point, and this receiver is not even open yet. He's thrown him open, throwing him to the open space. Nice catch, completion, first down, keeps the drive alive. Okay, it's the same drive. It's still 28-16, 4th quarter. The Bengals have got the ball down in there, ball on the plus 5-yard line. It's 3rd and 1. This is a nice play call, a nice audible by the young quarterback to take advantage of the 0-man coverage that they're going to run. See him checking, he reads it. This configuration, got a man over here, man over here, man over here. The 2 linebackers inside, again, manned up. manned up across the board. There's no safety playing. It's a true indication that they're playing zero coverage, maybe zero blitz coverage, which is no safety, blitzing linebackers, and man across the board. So he makes the check, and there it is. They're playing man across the board. These two interior linebackers are going to blitz. There's no help on the back end, and this is just a nice play call by the Bengals, a nice check by the quarterback. Again, what they're going to do up top is the number 2 receiver is going to push up, and he's going to run to the out. The number 3 receiver is going to push up. He's going to run to the corner. This outside receiver is going to take his time, get a release, and then he's going to break hard inside and try to create a rub with this out-breaking route to spring him free. With these linebackers blitzing, there should be nobody inside here to close those windows off, and it should be a nice throwing lane for the quarterback. There's the rub right there. Again, linebackers all blitzed. The whole interior part of the field is wide open. That's what they're trying to get this receiver to. There it is. The ball's thrown on time. Catch into the end zone. Touchdown to cut the lead to a 1-score game in the 4th. Here we go. Browns ahead by 5 after the Bengals touchdown. And the key to this part of the game is what we call the 4-minute offense. The Browns have to take this ball, get first downs, run the clock, and end the game. This is just a nice run play, nice execution like we saw earlier in the game. Again, ball in the plus 45. They need to get first downs. They hit it up in there. There's a nice crease, broken tackle, takes it all the way down, inside the 20-yard line to almost the 10-yard line. We'll look at it from the back end. What the Browns are going to do is they're going to motion the tight end across, okay, and they're going to create the situation that they want. They want to run at the bubble. Okay, they want to run to a tight end at the bubble, so they line up in this wing alignment. They get the defense to shift their line to the wing alignment. Then they move the tight end back, and now they can run this way at the bubble where there's softness. So the tight end motions across. The Bengals don't adjust their defensive line, and the Browns are just going to run the traditional power play. The tight end is going to block out on the end man on the line of scrimmage. The tackle is going to block down on the man head up on him. The guard and the center are going to block down to solidify the B gap, block down to solidify this 3 technique. The right tackle has to step down, slow this 3 techniques, charge up the field. Then both him and the tight end are going to kick out. You got the backside puller pulling for this man right here. You got the lead fullback pulling for this man right here. If the blocks are executed, there should be a nice hole in there. Again, ball snapped, and there it is. A nice job by the tight end, a nice job by the fullback. You got the puller coming around for the second linebacker. The tackle's doing a good job on his man. There's a nice crease right up in here. Hits it, breaks the tackle by the safety, and away he goes. Good blocking by the receiver down the field for a nice game and to ice the game for the Browns and give them a nice 35-30 win when it's all said and done.